So we're on the front side of the kitchen island. We're gonna be tiling this whole face of our outdoor kitchen. As you can see, there's very small pieces that we're gonna be putting these 8-inch tiles on. So it's gonna be a little tricky making all these cuts and getting everything lined up, but we're gonna do our best and get through it together. So let's get to work. So right now I'm trying to figure out the layout of our tile on the front of this kitchen. It's a little complicated just because we're working with such small sections all along this. It's not going to be perfect anywhere, and I don't know if it really matters because there's going to be appliances, barbecue, etc. that's going to steal your eye. So how I have it is I'm basically starting from the left and I just tracked it along, measuring down, and I think so this will be a full tile basically along this section, and then it'll end with 3/4 of a tile, and then we'll wrap it around. So it should work out pretty nice. I think we're just gonna go for it. So one thing we gotta account for, since we're starting at the top, is gravity. So there's nothing holding these heavy tiles, or I mean, they're not super heavy, but heavy enough to slide. So what we're gonna have to do is clamp them. Thankfully, there's braces underneath. So what I'll do is just get, I have a couple of these clamps. I'm just gonna have to clamp these tiles all along the top. Don't think I showed you in the last video, but this is the saw that I'm using to cut the tile. It's a 7-inch wet saw. Just fill it with water in here. It's got a cheap little fence, but does the trick for 8-inch tile cutting. Back on the Thinset. All right, we're gonna start with like an inch of water at the bottom of the barrel, bucket, whatever you want to call it. We're just gonna do like a 1/4 of the bag, or not even. Low speed. Try to do low speed. So we're definitely gonna need more water in this. So we're starting to whip a little bit though. Take handfuls of it. A couple handfuls at a time. A little water goes a long way. So I just go kind of by feel. There are specs on the bag that you can follow. But that should work. All right, you let it sit for a minute or so, bring it over to the kitchen. Thinset's all mixed up. Got our half tooth trowel. What is this? 12 inches? Let it sit for like a minute, and then gonna get to mudding. Also, if you want to grab a rag at this point so you're not using your shorts. First cut is the deepest. So, see, it's pretty thick. Sticking to the trowel though. Should do the trick. It might be a good idea if you're working on a delicate floor to, lay something down to catch the drippage. But we're just gonna get dirty. So starting with the top is not easy because gravity wants to pull all these down. So I found some supports. Seems to be holding, working our way down. Moment of truth. This thing is getting real thick. This might be the last tile here. So spacers in there. It's like firming up here. Firm up. Nearly perfect. A couple of these 16 of an inch spacers, cheaters. It's like in between an 1/8 and a 16th. Daddy's home. Day 2 of the front tile. Just took the spacers out, cleaned out the grout lines a little bit. I'm just gonna need a little more cleaning, a little more love. Doesn't look bad. We're gonna go ahead and continue along this front face of the kitchen. Make a lot of cuts, so let's get to work. All right, so the front face is complete. Only a couple of mess ups. I think it's gonna be okay. These are just holding those little tiles up. Mess ups are mostly on the bottom. A little space there. It's a little space there. But with grout and with a little distance away, I think no one will notice. Good from far, far from good. All right, we're in the final leg of the tile project in the outdoor kitchen. We're working on this last side. We got some new trim pieces I'll show you. Hopefully another hour. So this is the trim piece I'm gonna use for the front and the back. It's gonna go right against the tile. And then your side tiles are gonna fit flush with the trim. Should look pretty nice. Oh, really only one tricky cut with this part, this outlet. Just make marks as I go. This last tile right here is tucked behind the gutter, so it was hard kind of troweling this. I just kind of tried to make some tracks with this putty knife. Didn't really work, but I'll mud the back of the tile, cut it, and then it seems to be working. As you place tiles, some of these spacers tend to fall out. Oh, just because things are moving. So it's a lot of moving parts. A little trick I use, I don't know if it's normal, but you put a little mud on the spacer, stick it in there. Almost done. As you can see, this one I cut a little bit short, so I just shimmed it up a little bit so it'd be even. So if you want this part to sit in there, flip it, mark your line, cut this line, and then it'll fit. I think that is gonna be okay. Another shim. What's popsicle? side is done. Last piece is this MFing corner. Let's get it. I think it's enough. I don't know. Maybe. Let's figure it out.
I need to put my shoes on.
You should probably put your shoes on, yeah. I should probably putty this corner before, so it had a surface to bond to, but it's fine. There's nothing really behind here to put screws in, but let's see if it'll grab it. Sometimes you just gotta finger it. My little helpers.
Oh. I picked some dial.
You have to be careful because the sides could be sharp, so that's not.
There's more dial here. Okay, now it's not done.
You guys want to help me put the last tile in?
Yeah. Last tile.
Yeah, go help him. Go help him out.
Help me put the last one. It goes right. It goes right here.
Me too.
Good job. Now you gotta put this right in between.
Push it down.
Wow.
Good job. You did work.
Thank you. Hello, so we just finished our tiling of our outdoor kitchen. I'm with my helpers, Olivia and Charlotte. They were able to put the last of the tiles on the outdoor kitchen. What do you guys think? Any advice? So we still gotta clean our tools off. Are you gonna help me clean?
Yeah.
They're really good at helping clean. The front and the side were a lot more cutting, so it took just as long, and I probably wasted half the tile. Do you want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you on the countertop.